So hello everyone. Recently I decided to both a second reactive load and I decided to check how it will sound in stereo because I bought additional amp, the ENGL Savage Special Edition. It's a kind of cheap thing in Europe, and so now I can play both amps simultaneously, and now you can hear the Pittbull in right channel and ENGL in left. It's not very important because it's the most important thing when you run in stereo, that they sound not like a left and right, it's more like a sum, it's like a dual amp scenario, and I can only feel the difference between left and right channels, but overall then you change settings on one amps, you change the overall feeling of tone, not just feeling of one channel. And I decided to start with these heavy tones. In drop C, yeah. And I think that this is a really interesting. I don't, the overall complexity of this setup is very high. I mean, you need to buy a lot of things. You need to have two reactive loads. You better to have transformer, isolated signal splitter for the amps, because I have a lot of problem with ground loops in this scenario. You also need some switcher to switch between pair of heads or between one head and another head. So eventually that became much more complicated. And if I thought before, like, okay, if you have one amp, it's maybe easier than having some digital modeler, because single amp is a pretty neat setup. It's easy, it's convenient. You just have amp and one reactive load, pretty straightforward. But if you want to use two amps at one time in dual scenario, in dual amp stage or something like stereo, I even didn't try even to run some stereo effects, because I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of different again ground loops, because now I couldn't use any effects in a loop of VHT because it became self-oscillating, a lot of noise. So I need to adjust my overall effect chain and run them probably after the reactive loads, and maybe it will help me and I will get nice stereo effects as well. But for now I'm pretty happy with this, with this ceiling. The sound became much more massive. You can tune them differently, like VHT for more bright sound, ENGL for more low end, and you can combine them like you have not a 3-band EQ but like 6-band EQ, and they act differently, they compress differently, they are very different amps. Also, I'm using now Accurate Drive from Mosky. This is a clone of Precision Drive, so it's acts as a tube screamer to cut some bass, some low frequencies. So without Horizon, without clone of Precision Drive, it will sound like this. I think that's too much. And you know, I stuck with this for a few days, trying to make it less noisy, to fix all ground loops, to fix phase issues, and it's really not for beginners. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, to be honest. It's to be honest too annoying to tune everything, and even without any additional effect. But I kind of love it. It's still interesting. After I start to play in stereo, I even stop playing with single amp because it sounds so complete. It's like it's a completely different feeling. I'm thinking about buying a new pedal like Mimic from TC Electronics or something like from Endgame from KMA, and something like this to achieve this double track effect. But I'm not sure is it necessary or not. Because it sounds good as well, and I tried to use some short delay, and I kinda like it more without delay, at least for heavy tones. Oh, that's it. This is a kind of first, I hope, this is my first try of stereo based setup, and my second try will be try to get some not so heavy tones from these amps, because as you can see, ENGL has a lot of channels. Actually you can call them 4-channel amp, and maybe I will get some crunchy tones from both setups, and as well I want to try some clean sounds based on my other amps, and eventually I will have an option like stereo for heavy tones, and then other click is stereo for clean tones. But nobody cares about it. And so let's play through this setup for a while. And also I'm running some micro laser to cut everything below 80 Hz. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.